I think, a slightly better than average job from what we expect of him. And in 789, my God, he was miles ahead, absolutely dominating in a lot of those deals. Solo holding B from the back of sight, finding 3 or 4Ks. What do we expect from them coming onto Mirage? Well, if they keep that same level of performance, I think Invictus could be going out of this 2-0.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought this would have been quick 2-0 for Invictus. Like I don't even want to say that there was thoughts in my head that they could potentially lose out on Inferno. Like this team, I feel like has been. Well, first of all, Lucid Dream have 3 new players and have been in the team less than a month. Leaf, he's been even less time than that, joining in around like the 20th, 21st. This team shouldn't be able to beat a team of talented players out of Invictus. Like this team's been together, they've been able to practice quite a bit. Like they looked good. They beat Tai Lu. But maybe Lucid Dream are warming up into the tournament. You know, maybe they're starting to get their synergy down. Obviously, getting a lot of extra maps under their belt. They have the entire ace site here as they go for the plant. And Flying's already been dinked up. This is looking like the first round going towards Lucid Dream, especially with the way Leafs here holding this position. Xiao Sage not going to expect him to be there. Boy will return the kill. But it'll still be a 4-on-2 in the end of the day. No kick currently in hands here for Invictus.
Yeah, always got to pull it all off. And he didn't see John Olsen just to his right. For some reason, I almost said John Oliver there. Oh, that would be weird. I don't think he plays CSGO. Doesn't strike me.
He'd get very angry.
Oh, yeah, probably. He'd be shouting some rude things when he took that kill. Now, obviously, just in case you've noticed, down the bottom left is an unconnected player. That is Viva. So I'd say that'll be fixed in a bit. It's just some sort of UI bug, but just so you know, unconnected is
Oh, he
Viva.
just renamed himself. I thought this was his new identity after losing the last game.
It's like in those interviews, you know, when they want their identity hidden. It's like, I thought that map went really well. They distort the voice and everything. I love it. Oh, that's interesting. So it's the same on the normal HUD. So it must be something with his Steam account. He's messed something up. God damn it, Viva. Flying in with the opening on the Deagles. Always a dangerous buy. Not one you can count out in any region, really, especially Asia and CIS. They're monsters with them, and there's the spray from Destroyer taking down Leaf. I'll talk about why in just a minute. Oh my God, no. They're actually looking good to win this round. Xiao Sage in with another, and PTC now in a 1v4. How has this gone so wrong so quickly for Lucid Dream? The spray not going to even land. Xiao Sage with the 180 headshot. They've managed to pick up the round. That is one hell of a turnaround. Now, Jason, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been looking at the stats. And I feel like... I want to look at the overall stats. Maybe we can get them in the background, but... Hey, Viva's back. I noticed the headshot percentage is very low. And I think that gives a much better opportunity when it comes through in a Deagle, where you're going to be much more focused, right? You have to hit that headshot. Even what we saw from Destroyer there, being able to spray down that player. He took 50 damage in the process. That's not usually going to happen. You won't usually be given that much time. And if you give a Deagle time to spray away or to reset and take another shot at the headshot, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. I wonder if that's maybe a contributing factor.
I'm not sure. I think, though, most impressive part of that round was how surprised you are that it keeps happening.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Like, that's, I mean, especially on Mirage. I mean, they did it on Inferno round 2. They're doing it again on Mirage round 2. Looks like they'll get the follow-up. And the thing is, they even rescued 2 AKs. That's like the even more disgusting thing here for Lucid Dream. Okay, well, they get their own first kill. 3-on-2. So CT's going to rotate in. I mean, the chance of getting the bomb down here should be pretty much none. And Flying going to be jumping up to go for the final shot into PTC, who... Well, he'll get the bomb. He'll back away. It's a 1-on-3. Gonna rescue up Galil. I mean, again, like, I find it hard to see Lucid Dream winning Mirage. I was gonna say Inferno. I mean, to be fair, I did find it hard to see them winning that, but they ended up pulling through. This would be like a massive victory for them, because they are currently bottom of the table, when the likes of Mazalai and Bren.
Mm-hmm.
You need a victory against a team like this. Get yourself maybe into that 8th position, or more steadily into an 8th position.
The reality is...
give them so much confidence going into their later matches.
So Lucid Dream still are one of the teams that are in a really bad position, because they still have, after this game versus Invictus, they have to face Bren and they have to face Mazalai. If they lose either one of those games, they'll have to rely on beating Tyloo to not go out. Now, I would not want to rely on having to beat Tyloo to go out. So they need to win those next 2 games. Now, if they can take Invictus, at least that will give them a slightly better chance of continuing forward. Because at the moment, they're tied up. One win, 4 losses. They need this, and it looks like Destroyer is going to have a lot to say about that. He doesn't want to give it to them. The rifles will come out in a second, though, and that's where things can turn around.
I mean, you say about they need to beat Mazalai and Bren.
Mm-hmm.
I find it hard for them to not be able to beat them if they can beat Invictus.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like they shouldn't be able to, and yet then again, Mazalai did get almost a 2-0 up against Invictus just yesterday. Yeah. They ended up taking, was it Inferno against them?
Yeah, Bren beat Tiger, you know? It's a very dangerous thing to rely on beating a team that you should beat in this region, from what we've learned, which is very bizarre.
I mean, the only consistency, I guess, is that Tyloo will beat Vici.
That's it. No, but I mean, Blaz said that. When we came into this tournament, Blaz said, you know, any of these teams can beat any of the teams except for Vici and Tyloo. And he was right. I thought he was joking. But no. It really is just a wild and wacky region of Counter-Strike when it comes to the head-to-heads. I don't know if it's because they've played against each other so much. I don't know if maybe it's a lack of respect from some teams coming in. It's definitely because of a lot of mistakes being made on some of these teams. And the thing is, Lucid Dream, right, head-to-head versus Invictus, they're not a better team. But they're not bad enough that if you keep on playing sloppy Counter-Strike, that they won't punish you. But if Invictus play to their full potential, I don't think Lucid Dream have a chance of beating them.
They shouldn't. I agree. They definitely shouldn't. But I guess we might not see that. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it here on Mirage. You can see always been pushed up very far. Flashbang comes through out of the T's, and we'll get the 1 kill. There's still going to be Zhao Saga there to defend the site, and PTC is going to clean up Viva, putting things into a 2-on-3. The bomb still going to make its way towards B. It's up to PTC, though. He's going to clear out so many of these angles. He's got to be the savior for his team. He's been spotted out, and he can't get the kill into Destroyer. And John Olsen already being spammed away out with 9 HP left. And a 1-on-2 with 14 seconds. Gotta play out the time. Why are they not playing out the time? He can get a bomb plant here. John Olsen can do it all again. Taking back to B-site post plant on Inferno. It is flying. He has the nade. He has the benefit of not being seen. And he's getting right behind John Olsen.
That's going to be it, yeah. Going for the headshot. Oh, he's going for the knife. That's just dirty flying. A little bit of extra money as well, though. Why not? And that is going to be 4-1. Lucid Dream losing out on that round, and John Olsen going to be understandably gutted. A 3K, but he couldn't do it all.
I think if John Olsen turned around and killed him before the knife, literally would have seen a disconnect out of flying. He'd be like, nope, I quit. I'm going to another game.
I'm out of here. Just jump over to Valorant. It's what they all do.
I mean, extra money. That's going to help. Gets him up to 87.50.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this from Lucid Dream. It's going to be a faster A play. The utility's still pretty good, but they're deciding that they need to change the pace of these rounds. They're not forced into this decision. We'll see if it works out for them. Utility comes over. There's a smoke on ramp. That's not going to do a whole bunch. Flash over will pull the player off the angle. Great nade. Good damage done on the back of it. It's flying, just lobbing that one nice and deep. And with 1 minute 20 seconds left, Lucid Dream have all the time in the world. They're pushing stairs. They're getting up close. Chef Sage actually taken down by PTC before he falls, fading through the smoke. The bomb looking to be planted. It's going to go down, but the kills, they come back well in favor of Invictus. Is flying, picks up that second onto Leaf. It's all 7-8-9, a 1v4. The first shot goes his way, but then there's just too many players peeking him. Don't think he even had enough ammo to deal with them all. Another defuse, another round for Invictus.
You know, I'm a bit scared, Mitch. My heart's been broken too many times. Taking back to Inferno for Invictus, second round. They win the force up with Deagles. And they were looking so good, so confident. Just to end up losing, or I guess technically they won the half by 1 round. But with just the 5-1, I'm not necessarily sure that this is going to be the lead they necessarily need for them. I don't know. I want to see Lucid Dream turn into the oven, as you mentioned. Warm up into this. I want to see figure out the way Invictus are playing, but they already have such a massive lead in terms of money.
Yeah.
In terms of their economy.
I mean, they've been messing around, right? They've been looking at some faster pace rounds just there. Gone for a couple different strategies and just not yet working out, I guess.
I feel like it's almost Futurama-esque, where we're just like this head.
Yeah, and the little bowl.
Yeah,
And
the little ball.
name plaque underneath will be great.
You mean the bowl? I said little ball again.
I know. I said little bowl. What is up, Jason? You love talking about little balls. I don't know what's up with that.
Just preparing myself for questions you might ask again. Ooh, get aggressive towards middle, flashing through. I think Zhao Saga did spot out 1 player. The bomb's gonna be over there, and look how far back the T's are holding. Very scared of being aggressed on. I really don't want to get caught out. Don't want to lose another man, and they definitely don't want to go 6-1 down. And their utility is going to be very light. I mean, they still have the 3 smokes, so technically the AXQ could come in. Though I don't think, from as we can see on the minimap, that's necessarily going to be happening. It's going to come down to a lot of aim duels here. The utility, it's almost gone.
Only 2 smokes left. 2 flashes as they look to move towards the site. 1 gun down towards the top of connector. Flash around on short to pull the player off the angle. Shosage does pull back a little bit, but he goes right back out for that peek. Oh no. He'd made it up behind. Fox with his knife out, didn't even see him. Was destroyers, then takes another. Lucid Dream are falling apart at the seams. They've got a flash and a molly left for this take. And, well, it works. Shosage doesn't even hit his shots. But it doesn't matter. They need so much. Every player now has got to step up massively, and with only PTC left, he's got a 1v4 on the cards, and certainly not on the board. As Invictus pick up yet another round and put themselves up 6-1.
Again, I'm still scared. I'm not convinced that this is going to be a potential runaway game. So many matches we've had over this last week and a half. It comes into, like, teams up 6-1, 8-1, and yet they end up losing that lead and end up losing, well, maybe the map. It turns into a very streaky games, I feel like. And I'm not sure if you fully agree with that necessarily. But that's kind of how I feel like the games have gone.
Yeah, like, the thing is, you mentioned before, I remember you said, oh, teams usually get the lead and then they come back into it later on in the half, and ends up like each quarter basically flips in favor. And in that very game, exactly that happened. Like a few minutes later, we were looking from a 7-1 to like an 8-7. And I feel like we could see that, but Lucid Dream need to find some semblance of control, some semblance of hope, because at the moment, this has basically been the storyline of these rounds, even when they're on a full buy. 1 player left in a 1v4 or 1v3 again and again. John Olsen nearly wins out 1, but again, needed a 4K. PTC, previous round, needed a 4K. If you're putting it down to that sort of individual performance, round on round, you're not going to win. It's just not going to happen. And usually when we see those like 6-1 leads, 7-1, where we're saying, oh, you know what, they can still come back into it, blah, blah, blah. That's because we see it like it's in 1v1s. They're bringing these rounds close. So far, Lucid Dream are changing their approach to the T side again and again. They're taking slow rounds. They're going for mid control. They're using up utility early to get mid and then looking for a split to B. They're rushing A. And nothing has gotten them anywhere near close to winning.
That is a good point. I mean, their execute towards A is coming through yet again. It's a little bit delayed in their take. I mean, time is going to work against them as these smokes start to fade. Smoke in as well, just to get a solid planet on the site. Finally making its way forward. And by the time they even go for the plant, their smokes are gone. All their utility is basically invested into this. They finally get the plant down, but they have, what, 1 Molotov left, and that's on John Olsen. And you look on the side of Invictus, and they still have almost a full kit on, they have a full kit on Zhao Sage, except just as I talk about it, he dies. 2-for-2 trade, put it all on Leaf in the 1-on-3, not quite the 1-on-4. And another round taken.
This is the same Lucid Dream that we saw on the previous map, right? These are the same players?
I think so.
Do we have like a rule where we swap PCs or something? Like what's this? 8-1. And again, this is genuinely an 8-1. It's not Invictus getting lucky in a couple of rounds. Yes, the one versus John Olsen, but I mean, even then, ended in a knife. It was a confident display from Flying. He managed to pull off the 1v1. Other than that, Lucid Dream have been more than an arm's length away at any point from taking a second round. We saw them deploy their fast A, and that just looked completely lost. Like, they took, as you said, they took so long. Their smokes were fading. They had one extra one on the site. Okay, there's PTC. There's an opening duel. Okay, this could be it. This could be the round that goes their way. They've got the good foundations built. They're spread out. They're looking for control everywhere on the map. Nobody's pushing. This is good. They'll go for late mid control down through underpass. Split into the A-bomb site eventually. 789 will have to fall back, but he's here to just supply a little bit of utility. Make sure the connector player is pulled back if he was peeking aggressively. Deal with window as well. Possibly smoke it out. Has he got a smoke? No. Oh, yes, it's already thrown out. It's all good. So now he'll go back and pick up the bomb, look for the A site. Shosage can't do anything because the girder's not broken. And if he breaks that, Fox will immediately know he's there. This
doesn't seem to matter, though.
Perfectly handled, really.
Yeah, they lost on too many players, and you just kind of said, you know, we see 8-1s, but this is a true 8-1. Maybe this is the turning point. This is maybe where the streak rounds come back in favor of Lucid Dream. They somehow crack the code. They finally get in towards the A site properly. Downside is they're obviously going to be up against a full bot Lucid Invictus for, well, a lot of rounds. Let's just say that. Lost bonus is going to kick in, and they still have, you know, 10k plus on 4 different players. But I also hope for their sake, it's not like a one and done round, right? You win this one, then you start to lose more. Thinking back, I'm trying to think back to their previous games. And obviously, we've had so many matches already happen.
Yeah.
If this is a team that can streak rounds together when they need to like this, or have been in positions like this where they're down, you know, 8-1, and then all of a sudden they pull it back to that 8-7. I would imagine that that window play isn't going to work out another time. Like, that should be expected here for Invictus here in round number 11.
So Lucid Dream showed what they can do when they find an opening duel. Can they do that consistently, though? Can they find those openings again and again? And what do they do if they don't? Again, it's defaults. Looking into the B site, 2 players, a little bit late underpass from mid control, support from 789 on top. They're looking to rinse and repeat the exact same strategy. I don't think it's a bad idea. You know, Invictus couldn't do a damn thing against it last time. I thought 789 was going to rotate A there. It's like, oh, we're not going for mid control? No, he's holding it passive for now. So there's a couple problems here. If Invictus decides to get aggressive on middle, the timing could really screw them over, with 789 having to go back get there to support, but they're not even going to go for mid control. This is even more of a problem now, because as Destroyer pushes forward, he's going to hear the steps if he continues to stay around top mid. I don't know if... Did he hear the player in towards the spawn? I don't know if he heard Leaf there. The smoke goes over. That definitely gives away this one. Boy, with the kill in apartments. Now they know B is clear. They can stack up 4 players towards the A side as Lucid Dream push forward. Again, they're giving away so much information early on. This round is not like the previous. It's more like that one where they smoke executed and waited for the smokes to fade, but at least now they're able to make it to the site. Nice shot, though. Destroyer dropping the bomb.
Oh, I'm going to go down either way, though. 3-on-4. Lucid Dream to defend this. Leafs now to win this 1v1. He alleviates a lot of pressure, and the 3 players are coming in from connector. You can see Oi. We can even watch top mid. Expect maybe to rotate to come in to go for the mid hold for the post plant, but it's actually going to be planted for the site. You can see he's hit some shots. He's pretty much locked in. He can't escape here, but he's got Leaf to support. I think this is it. Another round coming in for Lucid Dream. Time is running thin. 10 seconds left to go. Yes, they have the kit, but they have not gotten even close enough to the bomb to go for the defuse. And there we go. Lucid Dream will get it. It's going to be costly. They're losing quite a few players, but they still win the round. They're still eating away at the money that Invictus had, especially with Destroyer falling at the end. It's a comeback, Mitch.
It's on. It's gearing up. We've said before, you know, on a map like Mirage, a 9-6 for T-side is fine. 8-7, again, perfectly workable for either team, really. But I expect Invictus to show up a little bit better on their terrorist side. I hope. Certainly than what we saw in Inferno. That was atrocious.
Yeah.
Towards the end, like the late buy rounds.
Thing is, you've already said it. There was such a dominating 8-1. These rounds, I mean, they're still close. It's not like Lucid Dream are doing it back to them, right? It's not like they're winning with 5 players left alive. It's definitely costly.
In my mind, we're looking at 6 rounds for Lucid Dream at best. I don't think they'll make it to 8-7. I mean, surely Invictus will be able to answer back before then. They've got at least 3 buy rounds. Or 2 in a mix of force. Oh, walking straight into Fox. Fox, good for the kill. No trade. The nade does damage, but that's not worthwhile. Oh, no. 789 was just looking at his gun. His flying just destroyed him. A little bit distracted there, I think. You can't afford to lose focus in a round like this. It's so important for Lucid Dream to win, and now they're a man down.
Oh, but flying might give him a chance. Mr. Olsen himself. Oh, okay, actually, it's a really good smoke. It buys a lot of time. You're gonna hear him potentially running away, but he goes actually back into the smoke. Maybe this is a good fake here out of flying. He's gonna have 3 players knocking on his front door. Fox gonna be pushing over towards short in the mid, and well, flying will get the first one onto John. Unfortunately, he's gonna fall. Shadow, they don't actually. They do have stuff to clear him out. Double Molotov comes through. He peeks around the side in the meantime. They do get the 2 kills, but Destroyer's still there. He drops the bomb. 15 seconds left. And Leaf. Oh, Fox, someone needs to hit this shot, and well, it's actually gonna be a Destroyer. The one name I didn't mention. And Fox gets caught jumping across towards site. Invictus will bounce back after losing 2 straight. Cost them a lot of their savings. But they're 1 step away from getting double digits. We have to imagine going T-side, like, they should be relatively strong as well. I think they should, in my head, in theory, be stronger than their opponents when it comes to defending on Mirage, which is really weird considering this was the map choice of Lucid Dream. That was a great shot.
If they manage to close this 12-3, I think there's basically no chance of Lucid Dream making that comeback. The T's need to find these rounds, and they're about to run out of money. So it's now that they have to do it. The Molly pushes the player back towards the side. Oi, going for the peek up on top of the truck, though. He could be in danger. He's going all the way back over to the balcony. He's there so quickly to flash through. The shot connected as Fox falls. And PTC gets nothing in the way of trades. They were not expecting that aggressive of a play that quickly. And Oi goes back in, facing an op. What is this guy? That smoke's too deep. It's given Leaf an opportunity. He's moving forward in connector now. Anchored in a good position. They're not expecting it. He's looking in towards jungle. Takes the shot sight. Here's the jungle player as well. A second for Leaf. The god of 1v2s. And he does it over towards the con to bring them back into a 3v3.
Oh. Destroyer's just not missing too many shots here. 16 kills for him so far. Bomb going down. Oh my gosh. I'm getting scared every shot he takes. They got Oi with the op over towards short. Sage trying to push him from jungle. The timing, he looks the wrong way. Tries to check out connector. And if that shot hit, I would have uninstalled if I was the guy who took the bullet. 789 now on the 1-on-2. He's been very clutchy for them before. But not gonna be enough here. Destroyer gets a double, Oi gets a triple. They keep the double ops, and they get a 10th round. This is looking like a completely different team, and this is what kind of confused me when it comes to Counter-Strike, is that sometimes, I guess maybe more towards the region, that you see, you know, in one map, a team just disappear and fall off the face of the planet, and then the next map, they look like one of the best teams in the world, you know, 10-3 up.
I think a lot of it can come down to how comfortable the individuals are. You think about how these guys came up. Mirage. You're probably playing that pretty much every day. If Asia's anything like Europe and North America, this is the pug map. So when they're looking for teams, you know, for the last probably 5 years, they've been playing this map on a daily basis. So they're so comfortable as individuals that even if their flaws are there as a team, they don't really show that much. when you come over to a map like this. Although, and obviously with the level of skill on these Invictus players, they should be coming ahead. Oh, they've managed to make it up close to Oi. That's a good kill. That's an op retrieve. That can bridge the gap. In a round like this where you just have pistols, an op is so valuable, but it falls almost immediately. And Invictus are back in. A 4 versus 1, 789. He's had 4Ks before. With a Deagle, though, it's going to be much harder. He gets the first at least out for another. Viva goes down, and now it's possible. There's an AWP on the side if he can get to it. He's crossing, looking for the fights. But a USP is what takes him out in the end. He had me scared, though. Those 2 shots, those 2 players that weren't playing around their teams. They were just looking for the kills, and they almost threw the round away because of it.
I would have been so confused, but I would have been a massive believer in 789. Again, their 3rd best rated player on the team, and yet he's looking like their best rated player. From Inferno, he 100% was. Didn't have a chance to here. But all too close, but again, it's still the round here for Invictus. 11-3, going into the final round of the half. Double ops. It's been working out for him. You gotta give credit to IG here. Yeah, the last round's a little bit sketchy. For the smoke towards top mid to really lock them out. They're not actually, you know, pushing forward to take the positions away, and Saga gets caught. He's a little bit too far out, expecting to hit the shot, and when he missed, that's going to happen. Even Destroyer missing the Molotov. It's going all downhill here in this round here for Invictus.
Well, they've only lost the 1 kill, but then Viva falls right afterwards. The A side is basically open. Flying's the only one there. They've got to deal with him. They want to get that plant down, but look at Oi. He's quite low. The AWP of Destroyer gonna have another opping buddy up close to him. Flash through. He's looking to peek it. He's looking to go through. The player on his left doesn't know about that. Fox is just sat in the window, swings forward for a second, and this round goes to Lucid Dream. Flying surely doesn't 1v5.
Yeah, I think like that's kind of what happens when you go for an aggressive peek towards mid like that. I mean, Saga, if he hits the shot, and we're praising him, you know, and he's able to back away for an early man advantage, but you miss, you die. And then the whole round can fall apart for you. Leaf currently leading the team at 12 kills. Big part of why they won that round, as you can see. But it's still a massive scoreline. It's another 11-4, and I feel like we've had, I don't know, I can't even count that high how many 11-4s we've had so far. Again, a little bit misleading, but at the same time, I think it's not misleading, because most of the rounds that Invictus won were extremely dominating, extremely one-sided.
Yeah, those first 9 or 10 rounds especially, Invictus just dominated. There was no sign of life from Lucid Dream. Or maybe the one from John Olsen, where he nearly got a 4K to win it. This is really what we were maybe not expecting, because we did say Lucid could take Inferno, but this is what you wouldn't be remiss to have expected this kind of performance from Invictus in this series, full stop. It's just always the danger with how they went about the veto. I think hopefully this will be the end of them picking a map like Inferno. We'll see if this will be the end of Mirage, as the pistol gets off to a flying start as he picks up 789. But John Olsen, good for 2 towards the CT spawn. They don't know there's another player here as well. PTC can take down that bomb planter, who's eventually going in for the plant to stick it. And although he doesn't kill him, the damage is done. 2 health remaining. He should be dead to rights. This round should go to Lucid Dream, and it does eventually.
I see what you did there.
You like that? A flying start.
Mm-hmm. And that's a start they desperately needed. Let's be honest. Being down 11-4, Pisteron is definitely one way to get yourself back into the mix. And if they lost that, that could have been, 13 before they had a chance to buy up. Ooh, Droney McDrone face. Is he making an appearance? Ah, it's been a while. I think he's still waking up.
He's recharging his batteries. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Now the 789's only got 7 kills. We'll see if he can get up to 8 or 9 this round. A big drop off from the previous map for him. Something I always find funny. I hear a lot of people say, like, say this game ended now. You're like, oh well, he only got 7 kills, but then again, it was like 16-5. So, well, that was probably because he only got 7 kills. The reason that they got so few rounds because no one got kills.
Correlation doesn't mean causation.
True. Well. I mean, if the whole team doesn't have kills, I think that's definitely causation for not winning a round. But no, and it's been a long time since I've seen that angle used. So few people do. We just saw Leaf on boosted up on the site, up on top of the boxes, just that cheeky little head peek. Nice shots. Just gotta deal with these as cleanly as you can. Really, that's not clean.
I mean, I'm not imagining the Deagle round to work out yet again. I mean, this would be 3 for 4, actually, in halves in the second round after losing pistol. Actually, is that true? Have they lost every pistol? I need to like double check that. I'm not sure if they lost pistol in the second half of Inferno.
Hold on. They didn't. They won the second half.
Okay.
Lucid Dream won the pistol on the CT side, lost the second round, and then Invictus won 4 rounds in a row to start off their CT side.
Okay, I was gonna say that'd be a little bit too wild for me if they were able to do that so often.
I mean, we've had best of 3s where all 6 pistol rounds have been won by the same team. But that's generally when that team is just insanely good.
Did they lose the match? I feel like if you go 3 maps and you won every pistol round, then you probably lost the map or the match.
I would say the opposite. I think if you win both pistols, you should be winning at least 2 maps.
Yeah, and in a best of 3, that means you win the series. Oh, I said, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I said I think they should be losing it. Gotcha. Well, they still have the Deagles yet again. Still have the Scout. And Lucid Dreams are on that track forward. And again, we can't, if you guys are just joining us and, you don't know what's all going on. I mean, there's 10 teams in this group. And, well, how's it say? Only 8. Only 2 don't move on. I guess is the better way to say it. That's the bottom of the table. And right now, Lucid Dream is sitting there tied with 3 teams. And beating a team like Invictus, getting this massive victory under the belt, and then with the following up 2 matches they have, I think the following 2 out of 3 matches they have is going to be against the other 2 bottom teams. This could be the start to them, getting off the bottom and securing themselves into 8th, if not a little bit higher position. Obviously, it's not going to get easier from there. We play against like the number 1, number 2 seed, depending on, if you're 8 or 7. But this is the start. Considering the team has had so many roster changes, considering they had like 1,100 points at the first RMR event, and then lost 3 players, so they, got docked all their points. This would be a fantastic way to really start to build your self-esteem back up for the roster.
100%. Guarantees they'll stick together if they come through and find themselves in playoffs with the RMR points. Again,
There'd be no reason not to, right? Because then if they change too many people, they lose points again, and then there's no way you're going to qualify by winning the 3rd event.
Yeah, as we said, though, for Lucid Dream, we were saying this in the first couple days, I really don't think they can make the major. Not, like, even if they beat every team, it's a simple reality of them finding... So, okay, first place for this event is 2,000 or more points. I think it might be 2,500 for fall. Let me just quickly check.
Should be 2K. It's more than anyone has. It's 2K for first place, 1875 for second, 1750 for third.
Two seconds, I've got it here. In just a second. Asia, Outfall.
Like 9s rushing through, and the 789 just welcoming all of these kills. This could be a 9th round again. Gonna chase the final. Always gonna fall. 789 gets 8 kills. Sorry, 4 kills. Wow, I rushed the gun there. 8 kill. That's impossible.
Jason, you're so bad at maths. Got him. So yeah, fall is 2,500 or more points. So if Lucid Dream win this event and fall, they'll get 4,500 points. So all of it, like, let's say a Tyloo, right? They've got, what, 1,500 at the moment?
Sounds about right. Tiger 1,600, yep. That's right.
Yeah, so Tyler with 1,500. If they come second in fall, they'll get basically 2,300. So already they're right on the tail of a team like Lucid Dream after winning
Well,
both.
that's assuming they get nothing this event, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's assuming nothing, and they will make playoffs. And if they make playoffs, they're guaranteed to get
1,300.
13.
minimum.
Yeah. So as long as if they come second, and if they come last in this event and second in the next, there's no way Lucid Dream can make the major. And presumably, you know, Tyloo should be getting at least 1,600. Should be coming like fourth at a minimum. So, like, for teams like Lucid Dream, you can see why we're saying that, because it's not just Tyloo, it's also Vici, it's also Tiger that are in a position where, as long as they're coming top 3 on this event and the next, as long as any one of those teams do, a team like Lucid Dream can't win, even if they win both events. It's just the nature of losing all those points, which would be gutting if that happened. But really, like, if you can come close to qualifying, I think that's already reason enough. I mean, imagine the sponsors, they're gonna love you. Look at that position from Xiao Sage. Zeo Sage, as I think Dinko likes to call him. And he's already come in with a nice little kill. Shutting down Lucid Dream, making sure they're not saving any of these weapons. You can see Invictus are happy to just throw themselves at the CTs. Oh, but that was a very awkward fight for Destroyer.
They've left the entire site. They're charging straight into their own spawn to get these final 2 kills. They want to take away the money on Olsen. I mean, if he runs back into... Oh, he's got to be careful of the fire, though. You could probably just, you know, hoof it here. Potentially get away from them. The nade comes through. I'll come from the same direction, and he's okay. Oh. Holding my breath now. Alright, yeah. No save the op. They still have money, though. That's not really a big deal for them. But Invictus, more importantly, get a much-needed round. But can they keep doing this? Like, that was their first round of the half. It's been 5 straight for Lucid Dream. I gotta talk about, you know, streaky games. It's been very streaky here so far, but it hasn't been the counter streak.
God damn it. God damn it.
You know what I mean, though. It's like we've seen one team streak rounds together. The other team hasn't been able to, at least in that half alone. You know, we see like 5 for one team and then like 6 for the other in a row. Always been able to transition with the last round of the half before.
Yeah, I think...
To take, I guess, 6 rounds straight.
The thing is, on pretty much all maps that we've seen so far, or like the vast majority certainly, so there's been a global defensive problem. The CT side generally doesn't manage to come through with all that much. Certainly not what you'd expect. Great flash. PTC's blind. Has to fire off the shot, but hold on. He's got support. They haven't seen him. 789 good for 1, but now he's known to be there. Player from Underpass comes through and deletes him. And that aggressive mid setup really didn't work out. They needed someone to be watching Underpass, and once 789 was dragged off that angle, dude, you're done.
John also gets a kill towards Palace, though. At least alleviate some pressure if they head towards the safe site. Still technically winnable here for Lucid Dream. One aggressive in mid, it didn't pay off. John Olsen goes for the spray down. He takes down Oi, and again, stepping up when they need him. 3 on 2. He's down to 5 HP, but they still have the man lead. And Destroyer rushes straight in towards the site. Smoke going to come through. Leaf and Fox watching it. The bomb looks like he'll be joining his teammate, but I don't see how you get into the B site here. 2 flashes and an incendiary. You got an op trailed on you. Ooh. Got a man in sight. Leaf gets the kill. He's going to be good for 1 at least. And Viva now left alone in the 1-on-2. John Olsen's super low on HP. Oh, he's going for the plant. Leaf takes him out. I didn't actually catch time. Was it super low?
10 seconds, I think. So he had time to figure it out. That's a really good recovery from Lucid Dream. I got to say, Leaf and John Olsen doing all the work, keeping them alive. 12-10. Chance of taking the series 2-0 is definitely still there. As we said, you know, the Lucid Dream, whatever their chances of getting through to the actual major are, they're looking to take heads. They're looking to prove themselves. You know, there is always, you can come into these tournaments, to any tournament, and look at it as an opportunity to improve, to learn more about what's working and what isn't for you. Obviously, there's prize money as well. You know, it's not just the major spot that's on the line. I mean, if they were coming first at both the summer and fall event, yes, they would have a low chance of making it to the major, but they would also connect themselves a solid 50k. So at that point, you're gonna be pretty happy, aren't you? If you're a team like Lucid Dream, that's probably more prize money than they've won total.
I mean, I wouldn't complain for, getting 50K.
Not at all. And along the way, you're learning a lot about yourself. You're proving yourself to sponsors. You're winning both events. Then you can happily say, well, if we had these players from the start, we would be in the major right now. And so next year, that's what you're looking at. Also, I love the RMR system. I think this is way better than the other major qualifiers, like going through the minors and stuff. This would be fantastic if it was online. Obviously, can't be, but... Oh, no. Destroyer caught the angle. Took down 7-8-9. They're back in the round. Invictus looking quite good. John Olsen lit the 22 HP. They know where he's coming from. He shouldn't really have a whole lot of chances getting into this one. 30 seconds remaining. A kit, a molly, a flash, but no hope as John Olsen just goes to save. Yeah, what do you think, Jason? Do you like the RMR better, or do you like the old system of qualifiers and minors?
I feel like there's a little bit of too much punishment. Well, okay, it depends on how you look at the whole system of having 5 players or having more players on a team.
Sure.
I think that whole system of like, oh, well, this guy, he's been grinding away, decided he wanted to quit playing. Okay, well, there goes a big chunk of our points.
Yeah.
Or, something drastic happens.
I think
in their lives, or
well, true, yeah.
If like there's like turmoil within the team, I think the majority of the players get punished too heavily sometimes.
Sure, I can see that. I mean,
you see Lucid Dream, like they lost 2 players to Valorant, and the third just decided to take a step back. I understand that they're losing a core of their team, but I don't know if they should deserve to be losing all of their points.
No, I don't think
because now they have no chance to qualify for the majors. You were saying before. I mean, there's a slight chance, but most likely no chance.
I think as long as you've got the core 3, it should only be marginal punishment, like 40% max, and that should be it. Once the core 3 are still there, you should be able to swap around.
But you shouldn't be able to take like one player and keep, because like before, like if you look at like stuff that's happened on ESCA or whatever, like as long as one player's on the team, he can take over the entire roster and switch it up to another team.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't happen.
You look at how some ecosystems are set up though, where there's transfer periods and everything, and you're just stuck with the one team no matter what. Yeah. I think that's a little too strict, but I think enforcing some version of that where you're punished, you're allowed to do it, but you'll lose 20% of your points. I sort of like that. Also, I think, for example, if I play 3... Okay, hold on. Flying's pushing up. He's looking for a little bit of aggression in towards short. He wins that fight. I don't know how he wins that. Fox is going to be able to trade, surely. But after that, I mean, 1-for-1, that's never going to be good for the CT side. They've got 3 players B. Invictus think it's maybe only the one guy left, and they start to move towards this site. No idea about the heavy stack awaiting them. They do back off, but that's only to buy time for the rest of the players to get in position. Here's the flash, here's the push. Fox looking for a bit more. He's taken down. There's the peek from Leaf, who's deleted somehow. Destroyer in there with a double. He's only got 9 health left. They won't expect 789 to be here. He's got to step up massively. Oh, but he's being spotted now and taken down from 2 different angles. John Olsen in the 1v3, and that fell apart so quickly for Lucid Dream. It looked like that was their round. John Olsen's got to clutch it, and he's already got 2. Knows the last player was over towards the van, and John, he's done it. 11 on the board for Lucid Dreams. What a round. That was a flip-flop and a half. My God.
But he should have had to have pulled off the 1v3. They had the stack towards the right side. They missed their shots. Destroyer comes up massive, trying to push up towards short. That should never have been all on John Olsen's hands. And hey, I mean, that's the player I'd want to put it to. Gets the 3K, gets the round, gets them to 11. The economy out of Invictus is going to be broke after this round if somehow Lucid can pull the round yet in their favor. I mean, that's just, again, the potential of the team. We just haven't seen that potential be as consistent throughout their matches. And on a side note, by the way, I'm not necessarily a big fan that Astralis have no reason to play in the event, the RMR event, because they would have to basically win the whole thing and just get a slight increase in points because of the penalty of having to use other players. Because, hey, Zipnix wants to take a break. Hey, Glaive wants to take a break.
Yeah.
They're punishing them for wanting some time off after such a strict schedule in general when it comes to Counter-Strike. And they're like, all right, we're not gonna bother. I mean, I guess technically you can look at it as it gives other teams a chance to build up points. But I don't think a team should ever decide between playing or not playing, because the only way they can actually come out ahead is by winning the whole thing. Yeah,
and only slightly. The risk reward doesn't pay off. The thing that
exactly.
I think, though, if you had this system, if you knew, because obviously this was sprung on everybody because of the global pandemic, and that's unfortunate. But if we knew every single year there's this 3-month period, or there's tournaments on this month, this month, this month, that you have to play, if they have the same roster, orgs would start signing players on stricter contracts that said, you are here for 1 year, you have to stay with us for that year, and if we get to a major, one more, whatever. And we would probably say, oh, hold on, this position from Leaf is huge. If he gets the kill, he can't get it though. Lucid Dream falling behind yet again. John Olsen's still alive, so maybe it's going to be a multi-kill from him. Straight into the smoke, that molly goes. And Destroyer knows he's a player here now. He wants to get aggressive. He wants to catch him off guard. He might do it, but 789 coming up behind as John Olsen falls. He's got all the weight of the world on his shoulders. A 1v5, and it starts out very awkwardly. An AK retrieved. He's dead right afterwards. 14-11, no money for the CT side, and this should be Invictus's map now. But back to the point about the RMR. I think that, the way the ecosystem is set up right now is not for this kind of tournament. It's not for this sort of RMR system. But if we changed it, if orgs started to approach contract signing differently, players started to approach being on a team differently, understanding that it was now a dedication, not a let's mess around and see how this goes. And you would basically have like a trial period of a couple months when RMR isn't on. And once it starts, you pretty much stick with the same roster. I think you could probably allow them to swap out one player without punishment. I think that would be pretty fair to allow for any sort of mental health breaks or anything like that. Maybe they have to register a sub or something. But yeah, I think that would be better.
I mean, like you said, this wasn't the system that's supposed to happen this year. It was just only a response to the pandemic. I think they've done a fairly good job with the transition. Oh, you can't really knock them on it. I mean, obviously we can critique it and look towards the future to make it better. It's like Invictus are looking towards the future, trying to get it over onto train, get this all tied up at one apiece, bring it down to that final map, and look what Lucid Dream have or don't have to spend. 2 M4s, Nump, 2 MP9s. Utility's still a little bit of a hit. It's looking like it's gonna go to a third. I mean, again, it was 11-4 half. And yet we saw Lucid Dream pull it back themselves to 11 rounds. Just showing that there is the potential within the team. They're struggling to close out this game here on this CT side, or at least to take it to a point where they could close it out.
That's not a good start, is it, for Lucid Dream to try and close this out 2-0 to reach an OT. They've already lost one player. The weaponry disadvantages are all over the place. Leaf getting ticked off by the Molotov. It's not too big, though. This is not going to be the best of rounds. You see, as time goes on, they have no control, no information, and the 3-man stack on B is a gamble. But one that looks like it might pay off. The bomb is moving towards this B side. Leaf baiting them in. Oh no, he's going to play up close. There's a flash for him. PTC getting in position. Oh, there's not. Sorry, that's a Molotov. I'm blind. Molly goes through, not a flash, but Leaf peeks on the back. He's getting up close. Oi is there. The pre-fire, but a good shot by Oi as he stays alive. Both himself and Flying are low. And they're running into a stack still.
See, forced to back away after getting the first kill. And, well, that's quite a blender, quite a grinder. And Destroyer's left alone now against 3 players. It is doable. I think they're looking ahead towards the next round already, as PTC will close it out. He gets himself a triple kill when they need it most. And the money, I mean, it's still there for Invictus. It's not that big of a deal. However, thinking down the line, if Lucid Dream can start to chain some rounds together, we'll eventually run out of money. That's a chance for Lucid Dream to pounce.
Yeah, the whole thing there, the fact that there was still a stack, they looked into the back of PTC. When they jumped out, they did not expect the player to be towards short. I think they still cleared it, but with Oi still being so low in health, it was a very easy spray down. And with 3 rounds left to go before an overtime has hit, Lucid Dream finally get full rifles out, not having to play with 3 SMGs anymore. Invictus going for the exact same setup early round, but it gives them a lot of versatility. They can move from mid control through underpass. They can commit to a B site attack, which I don't think they'll do after the previous round. And even showing a small bit of presence as drag the rotate. PTC's immediately going to the B site. I don't know about that one. Yeah, neither does he.
I mean, he's got to stay around here at least to watch window. They can't afford to let Invictus use this position. Especially if they go towards B, even if they want to go towards A, because that obviously makes jungle control even harder. Smoke comes through. Cindy or John Olsen to keep them back for now. That's actually going to be flying, pushing in towards house. Yeah, Zhao Sage trying to push in towards T-spawn, where he's going to have 789 to meet up against. Even Oi going to be rotating back from B. They're hoping Lucid are going to get aggressive. With 30 seconds left, they're the ones that have to make the move, and they have no smokes left here. The 4 flashes, yes. The 2 Molotovs, yes. But smokes are so important to take this site, and at the moment, they're not even spotting him coming in towards connector. 789 has to stay alive. He's going to push out, looks for the kill, and he's going to get it. John Olsen can only be good for 1, though. The bomb has made its way in. 10 seconds left. And Flying's watching for rotations. I think he might have been heard, though, as he dropped down, and I think he's actually drawn the attention of one player. 5 seconds left to go. The bomb's not being planted. It's picked up by PTC, and that's the round done.
Yeah, a good CT push. The player that came in through jungle as well distracted the Palace guy. He had to then focus on that fight, so PTC was open to just take 1 kill and then sprayed up to Palace to follow through. So 15-13. And that was a much more costly fight on ramp as well for 789 than it needed to be. He was just against an SMG. Almost killed him in the initial fight and would have walked away unscathed.
They full bot? Why didn't they just save 1 round?
Yeah, I don't agree with this. Not at all.
They could have had full utility, full weaponry.
And look at that utility. It's so bad. Smoke and a flash. That's what everybody's got, pretty much.
They're like gifting Lucid Dream in overtime here almost.
I really don't understand that, especially considering that it's not like Lucid Dream have been terrible or lucky or anything like that. 789 on top of the ladder. He's in a little bit of danger. He's being spotted out. See, that's the problem. When he tries to move to the right, he goes on the ladder, so accuracy goes out the window. That didn't seem necessary, but he's punished for it. All right. Well, Lucid Dream, give him an opportunity back to Invictus. They appreciate the forest spice, so they're giving them a chance.
Oh no, John Olsen, now he's kind of stuck. Does get out in time though. They're coming up in towards connector. And it's gonna be Leaf to me peeking towards short. I thought it was Fox there before, and John Olsen will get himself the quick 2 kills. The CT player PTC, he's got to go big yet again here. John Olsen's fallen, and Leaf does push in. He gets another kill onto Oi, so it gives him the 3-on-2 man advantage. 2 players from CT. Bomb gonna go down. Look for the early information. The flashbang comes through. They charge straight out of CT to get the first. Will they expect the second player towards Tetris though? Zhao Sage alone versus 3. This is to prevent the overtime. He's been spotted out now. He's been Molotoved. He's been killed. That's a 14th now for Lucid Dream.
Invictus better be damn thankful they got a bomb plant in that one, because that's the only thing that's going to bring them even close to an investment. What do? They could buy 2 AKs, drop them over to players that have armor. Chef Sage could get an AK of his own. Chef Sage has to buy an AK. Okay, good. So now the others need some utility. Galil on Oi, Galil on Destroyer, and probably the same for Viva and Flying. And even with those Galils pulled out, look at the util. And this is a Viva? Okay, he's getting a full belt. This is an atrocious investment.
It's worse than their last round.
Definitely. And that's with a bomb plant. If they didn't get a plant in that previous round, they were screwed. Now at least they've got somewhat of a chance.
Well, they even got the first kill on a 789
Yep.
in the last round. They had the man advantage. It's looking like we're going overtime here, and it looks like maybe Lucid Dream can pull this back and get that 2-0 we were talking about before. Especially if they stay on the CTs, or I mean, especially because they're going to be staying on the CT side. 11-4 against them at the half. Okay, that's not a good start. Flying with the Galil from long range gets the finisher. And they've lost complete window control. Oh, this is not good. They're going to catch him on the rotate towards CT.
God. I mean, I don't know what John Olsen was doing there, what world he was living in. Fox not able to win the fight, and that's it. We're going to a third map. How do they look so good in all these other rounds and then lose to the Galils, lose all structure? Give every opportunity to Invictus. I'm glad we don't have to break this one down, because that would be one hell of a difficult task. That was incredibly odd, I have to say.
I don't even know how we break that down, to be perfectly honest. I mean,